ladies. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Mandy, and this is my Mandy Yoga. The pose that we're going to work on this week is our extended side angle. And to begin, so I kind of prefer to practice this pose with a mat just for slippage for my feet, but you don't really need one so much. We're going to start with our feet in a wide stance. And it's going to kind of start out the same way that we do our Warrior Two. So we'll start first with taking our right foot and point it forward. Let's start over here. Hello ladies, thank you for joining me today. My name is Mandy and this is my Mandy Yoga. The pose of the week that we're going to work on this week is our extended side angle. I prefer a mat for this pose just to keep my feet for a little bit of more traction with a sticky surface, but you can always do it without a mat if you need to. Take your feet a little wide. So not quite your widest, but a good distance apart, and turn your right toes out and turn your left toes in about 45 degrees. Then we'll start to bring a bend into our front knee, and this kind of, once you get to this step, you'll kind of know how your stance feels. So if you feel like your front knee is really extending forward, then maybe heel toe your front foot forward a little bit until you feel that your front knee and ankle is nice and lined up. So we kind of check in here like we would a Warrior Two, just to make sure that our stance feels good. So we get strong into our feet and our legs. And we kind of feel that this is a little bit of a hip opener, so I like to take my hands to the inner parts of my thighs just to kind of draw those places open to get the full benefit of my pose while I'm here. And we're just going to extend and kind of feel nice and open, but keep the chin slightly tucked. Sometimes we think that we need to bring our gaze up, but we're really going to keep our head and neck right in alignment with our spine throughout this pose. And then from here, so we'll start our arms, so just like we would in our Warrior Two, we'll start to bring our gaze over towards our right hand, and we'll start to reach it just a little bit forward, maybe a couple of inches. And then we'll slowly start to bring the forearm, so we'll start to bend the arm at the elbow, bring the arm down to the top of the thigh, and extend our top arm up. So this pose can be practiced in lots of ways. Sometimes extending this top arm up is a little bit much, so you can always bring this hand down and just kind of focus on this length here from the hips to the bottom set of ribs. And you can kind of get a little bit stronger into your feet, get a little bit longer in your pose, and that's the extension that we're looking for, this length here in the side of our body. You can even extend the arms up and over, creating this perfect angle here if that feels good for you today. Just don't forget to feel nice and stacked in your pose. Just one more breath with me here. You can always let this right hand kind of relax, so it doesn't need to be clenched and strong. It's just kind of there for support. We're going to get real strong into our belly muscles now. We'll start to press into our feet and make our way up. Nice and strong all the way up. Then our right toes will start to shift inward. And remember, these are the ones that are going to come to the 45-degree angle. And then the left toes this time are going to extend all the way out. Front knee and ankle nice and lined up. Your position should be fairly right since your feet have already been adjusted. Check in here though. So same kinds of things. So I kind of check in with my feet and the strength into my feet. Do I feel all four corners of my feet? And then I kind of open up this space between my hips here, kind of drawing that space open just a little, so we're not forcing anything, just kind of encouraging length. Lengthen arms into a T position when you're ready. Then gazing at the middle finger of your left hand, start to reach your left hand forward just a couple of inches, and then start to bend your arm at the elbow, bring it down to the top of the thigh, and extend your top arm up. So you're really creating space from your bottom set of ribs to your hips here. And you can just continue to extend here. Again, remember, you can always just keep this arm down just as long as this shoulder is trying to stay back so that you're still staying nice and open. Or you can even extend the arm to create this perfect angle from your fingertips all the way to your heel. And you can kind of extend and create more length here by extending from the fingertips all the way to the heel. I kind of like this one if this is your first time practicing the pose, just so that you're not going to overdo it on your first try. One more breath here with me. We'll start to get strong into our feet, strong into our bellies, and we'll slowly make our way up nice and slow. We'll turn our left toes in, and you can heel toe your feet all the way in if you'd like. So after this pose, practicing a forward fold is another good option, just finding, or maybe a downward facing dog. A counter pose is always a little bit helpful here. I think a wide leg forward fold would be nice, and I'll just illustrate it for you really briefly. So I bring my feet back to nice and wide. I exhale and extend down. So sometimes I have a block here for support. Head and neck can be nice and relaxed. And you can stay here for about 3 to 5 breaths. But I'm going to cue to come on up. We'll start to get strong into our feet, strong into our bellies. We'll bring our hands to our hips. We'll start squeezing the shoulder blades together, unhinge, and come up to standing. So that was our pose today, our extended side angle. And that one's going to be really good for creating space in the side of our body, which sometimes during pregnancy we really feel that we lack. And this pose can be practiced anytime that you feel that you need it. And it can be added to another one of my videos. If you kind of really liked the pose and maybe I didn't add it to that one, you can always tack it on at the end. And we'll have another pose of the week every week. And I look forward to you joining me. Again, my name is Mandy, and this is My Mandy Yoga. And if you have any comments or even some ideas as to poses that you would like to see me do, I am always welcome to it. And thank you very much for joining me today, and I always enjoy it. Thank you.